This is one of my favorite berries. It's the Juneberry. It also goes by the name serviceberry, shadberry, Amelanchier is its Latin name. It's also called Saskatoon in Canada, and I'll have to look up the Ojibwe name for this berry. Juneberries, before they're ripe, are this beautiful bright red color, and they are edible in this form. But when they're really ripe and extra delicious is when they are this deep purple color. The berry has 2 soft seeds inside, making it very easy to eat, and the flavor is similar to wine. It has a wine-like taste. It's very, very good. The berries grow in a small bush, about 15 to 20 feet high. The leaves of the bush are slightly toothed or serrated. It's very easy to identify. But again, not a lot of people know this berry, so it doesn't get the picking pressure that blueberry gets. Here's another favorite berry of mine. It's the thimbleberry. Usually I find thimbleberries closer to Lake Superior. These plants are growing on a bike trail near Ironwood, Michigan. The berries are kind of a soft red color. I have a raspberry in my hand here so you can see a size comparison. They're much bigger than a raspberry. They have a soft, dry taste to them. You can see a comparison there between the two berries. You can't miss the plant because it has very large maple-shaped leaves. Just for a size comparison, here's my hand up against one of the leaves. The leaves are kind of coarse, not prickly though like raspberries. That's another way that you can identify. So thimbleberry makes great jams. The berries have a little bit more of a dry, sweet taste, not as juicy and lush as a red raspberry. Another fruit that's ripening now is the chokecherry. They are medium-sized bushes to small trees. Berries form, or cherries form, together in clumps. They'll be dark purple when they're ripe. They're aptly named because when you eat them out of hand, they tend to make you choke. They're not very sweet. They're not even tart. They're just kind of ugh. Bears love them though. And the way they have a big seed in the middle of them, and the way that you can tell them from regular pin cherries, which are much sweeter, is if you take a look at the leaves. For comparison, this is a pin cherry tree. There's no cherries on this tree, and I'm finding a lot of pin cherries have no cherries this year. I don't know if it's because of the dry conditions, but again, you can see the narrower leaf on the pin cherry, and I'm going to hold the choke cherry leaf up to this pin cherry leaf so you can see the size comparison and the shape comparison. So pin cherry trees leaves much, much narrower. Another way that you can tell that you're working with a cherry tree is if you take a look at the bark. It has little tiny dash marks. These are called lenticels, and that's a good way to identify that you've got a cherry tree that you're attempting to harvest from. One berry that you might get mixed up with chokecherry or pin cherry is honeysuckle. This is honeysuckle. It has small leaves, much smaller leaves than pin cherry or chokecherry. The fruits tend to be clustered together in twos, very bright red, glossy looking. There's no large seed inside, as with the two cherries. A berry that I found on my berry exploration that is not edible, but looks pretty darn good looking and attractive, is the red baneberry. It's in the buttercup or ranunculus family. Its berries are borne on this kind of a stalk in this clump. The leaves are somewhat maple shaped, but they're much more finely divided than any of the other berries that we looked at. Here's another specimen of baneberry. This plant is poisonous, so do not get confused with the other berries that are out there this time of year that also have a similar color.